One.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all. It's been a minute. You have recorded
I was going to say, it's been a minute for
very
you. I did
recently,
night
but
lords last night.
yeah,
It's been literally a minute.
everyone else has been working really hard. I've been doing fuck all.
Classically, slacker.
Yeah. No, I recorded a tactical with Rob earlier in the month, but that's kind of about it, really. So
It's
it's good to be
nice to share
back.
the burden, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing a fuckload with the Patreon stuff, but yeah, in terms of actual like content, I have not been doing much. But I am joined today by Dan. If you haven't watched the show before, I am Lee, and we do a community show every month where we kind of go over all the news and list submissions and viewer questions, and we show some models, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing today. And obviously, we are doing this off the back of the big preview. It's the Adepticon preview, wasn't
Adepticon
it?
preview show, yeah, Adepticon
Yeah.
reveals. Which, to be honest, I mean, we will get to it, but the main headline thing was obviously 11th edition 40k being released,
Yes,
and so we will touch a little bit on that. But I think we're
we
going to
will.
cover cover the heresy stuff first, and then we'll touch a little bit
Yeah.
on other stuff.
How did you watch the preview? Did
I
you
did
did you
not because it
stay
was
up?
happening at
Did you not?
like 2 o'clock in the morning UK time, and I was
Yeah.
sound asleep.
So I was in work, so I didn't watch it. And then I heard a few messages about it. I read a few messages about it.
Hmm.
And then when I got home, I was like kind of sitting there, kind of just staring at the wall, dribbling slightly.
Hmm.
And I was like, I'll give it a watch. And I watched the first like 20 seconds of it. I was like, this is fucking terrible. Because all their none of their microphones or anything was working. So all you had
Really?
was loads of people in the crowd going, your microphone's not working. And I was like, I can't watch this. It's cringy as fuck. So,
Yeah,
so I just went straight to the articles.
having watched a few of them, they can be like sometimes they do pre-recorded stuff, sometimes they do live shows.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they are a model company, right? You know, they're a toy company,
Yeah. I
not
mean, I
a
think of
media
them
company.
as a
Um,
multi-billion pound organization that can get a microphone to work and probably hadn't tested it
I
before.
yes, yeah, that is a valid criticism. That is a valid criticism.
Yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, I didn't watch it in the end because I was like, oh God, this is fucking doing my head in. So I just went straight to the articles. I
The problem is, Lee, is as people that create content and use technology, we just don't want to be too loud with our criticism of other people
Yeah, I
doing
mean
so,
that's
because
true.
as and
That's
when we
true.
have an issue, people will just be
Yeah,
like, "Your mic's not working." I'm like,
yeah, I guess. I mean, our turnover wasn't hundreds of millions of pounds. I would
Damn
say
it.
that.
If only. Right. Subscribe to the Patreon, guys. Like,
Yeah,
let's push those rookie
yeah,
numbers up.
let's
Yeah.
get us there. But yeah, no, that is true. That's true. I mean, these things happen, but yeah, I didn't watch it because I started watching it and I was tired and I was like, oh, what is this fucking nonsense? But there was some good stuff that came out. Before we get into that, if you haven't already, go check out heresyhammer.com. We have an events page on there that shows you all the events coming up within the UK. I say all the events that have contacted us and we have put on there. So if you fancy heading off to an event, it's been a bit slow this beginning of the year. I feel like the event scene, I don't know why, but I feel like the event scene has kind of slowed down a little bit. I could just be because I'm not getting to as many as events, but I don't know. It feels a little bit
I heard someone say
slower.
something similar recently, and I wonder whether the release of a new edition has like any release of any new rules or any update for edition always causes some people like, oh, I don't like this version, so I'm going to stop playing, or
Yeah, I don't think it
I'm going to
is
switch to a
because
different system. And so I wonder
yeah,
whether there's just slightly less going on,
yeah, I
less
honestly don't
demand.
know. I mean, sometimes there's just no rhyme or reason for these things, is
Mm.
there? Sometimes it just happens. But I I don't I haven't noticed a drop off like in well, I mean like our viewing numbers and in fact if anything that's gone the other way. So I feel like more people are coming in to the heresy hobby, but maybe people are starting, they don't quite have armies ready. I don't know, but yeah, it just feels a little bit. But there's still a lot of cool events going on. We've got an event next month, is it? Or when are we? May we've got event in
Yeah, I
Sheffield,
think well,
haven't we?
there's two in April, aren't there? We've got it's the same event happening twice.
No,
It's
no, no. I mean, we're going to one
oh,
together,
we're
all of
going to
us.
one. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
I thought we
Sorry.
were
Yeah, yeah,
advertising the
yeah.
Heresy Hammer one. So
No, no. Fuck them. No, fuck those guys. Um,
no, we are going to in May. Are we not going to the Adrantis Endeavour? He says, reading off his phone.
yes.
Up in the Outpost in Sheffield. Is that on there?
Yeah. No, it's not. This is what
Why
I
is that? Is
mean.
that because it's
Event
sold out?
organizers. Well, I think the trouble is as well, a lot of events sell out within the first week, so sometimes
So they don't need to
it's not
advertise it, I
worth
suppose. Yeah.
advertising it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
it's not that
interesting.
there's less events. Maybe it's in fact quite the opposite. Is that the
They're just
demand is
selling
there,
out.
and so
Yeah.
people don't get in touch with us to say, "Hey, can you advertise my event?" Because there's enough of a demand, which is
Yeah.
almost the
Yeah,
opposite of what we
that's
were saying. So
it's interesting, isn't
maybe
it?
we were
Yeah.
wrong, Lee.
Yeah, I think maybe we were. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I don't like this concept.
No, it's an interesting one. But yeah, there's loads of events. If you are interested in going to an event, if you've never been to an event before, I highly recommend it. You get like, don't be worried about playing against dickheads because,
Lee doesn't go to all of them. Yeah.
yeah, I don't get to that many events anymore. So, I have been going to events for probably nearly 10 years now,
Hmm.
and I have probably had two terrible games that I can think of in that time, of the hundreds of awesome games I've had. You know what I mean? So if you are just getting into the heresy and you're thinking about like dipping your toes into an event, I highly recommend it. Doubles event is always a good way to start as well because
Hmm.
you've got a mate to go with you. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, but I think you have a point actually. I think a lot of the events are just selling out so quickly that it's almost not worth advertising them,
I
which
will
is
say to
very
your point there,
interesting.
I will absolutely agree with it. And also, I have encouraged people to go to events. And when I went to my first Heresy event, I painted an army fresh for it. I think
Mm,
I'd played one practice game with Raven Guard Mark, friend of the show, Mark. Played one game with him the day before or something like that, and then played
yeah,
second edition Heresy. And I went in and said,
yeah,
"Listen, I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
sorry, but I'm an experienced Warhammer player. I know the concepts of like rolling to hit and stuff, but I haven't
Yeah,
played Heresy before."
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And everyone was super, super lovely for the whole weekend and helped me run through the rules and reminded me of stuff. And whether you go to like a local doubles or all the way up to like a Throne of Skulls in Warhammer World, like everyone ultimately is there to play Warhammer. And
yeah,
even if you are the most chilled out casual gamer and you go to like the sweatiest whack player ever, because these people have different
yeah, yeah,
priorities for
yeah,
every
yeah,
game.
yeah,
And
yeah.
if you say, I've never played Heresy before, or I'm not certain on the rules, would you mind helping me through it? Like, if you're a sweaty whack player, I sort of put my hand on my chest when I went, if you're a sweaty whack player, no, that was
Are we?
a
Are we the
Freudian
bad
slip. Get away,
guys?
Ham, get away. If you're a sweaty whack player and someone says that to you, you're probably thinking, "Oh, sweet, easy win." But that doesn't mean that person then like makes you have a bad game.
No,
They'll
no, no, no.
help talk you through the list. So yeah, I don't know. Like I just find that there is a bit of a misconception about events being filled with people like that, and I just
Yeah, no,
don't.
I've not experienced it. I've probably played like two games in that whole time that have been against absolute filthy lists.
Hmm.
But it was who was it who told me? And I love this concept. It was Jace, I think, from the Lost Legions podcast, who was like, if you know you can't win a game, just give yourself a little mission, like
Hmm.
kill their Lord of War. If you kill the Lord of War in your head, you've won the
Hmm.
game. And I love that. So even if you know you can't win the game because
Absolutely.
someone's brought an absolutely filthy list, then give yourself either play the mission and win on points if you can, but if you know
Yeah.
you can't, then give yourself a
I
mission within a
absolutely agree
mission.
with that. I absolutely concur, and
Yeah.
I found myself in a similar position at the last game at the Gibraltar GT, where I was
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
facing Javier's Knights, who ultimately won the event and absolutely smashed me. But I looked at the
Yeah.
board, the terrain. He won the roll off to go first. The deployment zone was very compressed, so I had like a car park. He had lots of like huge blasts and things like that, and I was just like, this, I'm fairly certain this is going to go one way. And actually, like, almost accepting the fact that I was going to lose, it
Yeah,
meant that that game was the most, even though it was the last game to play for first place, it was actually the most chilled out game ever
yeah,
because
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like, all right, cool. I don't,
Accept the fate.
yeah, you
It's
accept your
like
fate.
you're going to beat me, but that guy there is definitely getting beaten.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get first strike. I don't think I did get first
Right.
strike. I think I killed a
That's enough
tarantula.
about events, anyways.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Let's move on.
yeah,
Let's move on to some
go
new
go check
toys.
them out. I highly recommend going to events. But now we're into the news. The
Ooh.
Falchion tank. This wasn't part of the Adepticon, was it? This was shown before, I
This
want
has
to
been
say.
shown a little while ago, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Um,
But this is
I
the third of three, isn't it? We've seen the
yes,
glaive. The
yes,
glaive is
yeah,
now
yeah, yeah.
out, or at least on
No,
pre-order. Or maybe
yeah.
out today, actually.
Oh, I wonder if
And
Rob will pick that up because he's a
I think
Glaive
he
fan.
has. He
Has he?
has. He's a glaive
Interesting.
fan, isn't he? I
This is the one I will be picking up. I love
yeah.
this. Were you just about to
I
say that you hate it?
No, no, no.
I
I was going to
fucking
say
hate this.
there is something about a tank destroyer that just
Yes.
really appeals to me. Whether it's like I play a lot of Company Heroes, the World War II strategy game, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
you can't get them in Company Heroes 3, which is the current version, but in Company Heroes 2, but certainly 1, you could get like the Jagd Panther, which is like
Right.
a kind of sloped front tank hunter,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's cool. Like a shadow sword, that's cool.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know, maybe it's like again like some weird Freudian thing of like, enough said. But like, I just love it. I think they look
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan of these. I there's been some arguments about which looks better, the plastic or the resin, because they ever so slightly changed the front of the plastic ones, I believe.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
and
I
the
don't know.
doors.
I don't know the models well enough to be like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't
So
like the angle of that cupola.
yeah, it's funny. I can't put my finger on it, but I do. I would say I prefer the resin one,
Mm.
but it's the the percentage of how much more I prefer it is not
Yes.
worth buying a fucking resin
I
model. You know what I
prefer
mean?
it
Like,
looks wise 25% more, but I enjoy
yeah,
the 50% reduction in cost and the 50%
and
reduction
weight.
in bath of assembly
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
50% reduction
So
in fragility of the model when transporting.
yeah, hundred
I see that.
percent, 100%. But yeah, I will probably be picking this up. Although I have so much shit, like so much stuff. I've been painting like free Castellax for about 2 months now. Like I just
Yeah,
haven't had the time. But yeah, I will probably be picking this up. I am a big fan of this, and
yeah,
it's not
very
too
cool.
shabby rules wise either.
No, I think you could legitimately say there are more efficient choices,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but
I think
like,
damage 8 with the if you I'd put the laser destroyers on it as well, just because I think they look cool.
hmm
I think that's gonna do some damage.
yeah,
But yeah, yeah, I will be picking one up.
nice,
I
nice.
am a big fan. It'll be interesting to see what comes next. If we ever
Well,
see any of these new
so there was
fancy,
a Flamer version released for
yeah,
in the same way that we all want the Punisher Gatling cannon,
yeah,
big
uh,
sentry gun thing.
yeah,
What do you call it?
yeah,
Not tarantula, Big Daddy,
um,
Arachne. The Punisher Arachne in
yeah,
Legions Imperialis. There's also a Flamer version of this tank. I can't remember what it's
yes,
called,
no, it
and
looked sick
that
as
would
fuck,
be
but
that would be cool.
I don't think we will see it, if I'm totally honest. I said this, I can't remember who I did the show with. I think it was Rob, and Rob was like, "Yeah, we're gonna get it," and I was like, "I don't think we're gonna get it," but it'll be cool. It'll be cool. But I mean, just getting Lords of War in plastic is
Yeah.
nuts, isn't it? Like that's absolute top tier. But then we are into the Adepticon
Yes.
preview show,
And so this wasn't
and
really a reveal in itself. It was more of an announcement. And
yeah,
so effectively
yeah.
they are they repackaging the Spartan to include all
I
weapons,
think
or
they.
do
Oh,
are they reboxing? Are they basically creating a second box where you can either buy it with heavy bolters or you can
I
buy it with
honestly don't know.
I
I'm
don't
not
really
sure if
get.
they actually said it in the article. To be honest, I don't think they did. It may. I find it baffling that they wouldn't just
Put
release
them
the
all in one
weapon
go.
sprue.
Yeah. That said, they don't do that for the Derrideo, and they don't do that for
Right.
Predator. You can buy two different versions of the Predator, the support tank and the battle tank. So I can actually,
Interesting.
I think from memory, without reading the article, I think what you'll see is you'll see the Prometheus assault tank, which has the heavy bolter version of the sponsons with the laser destroyers, which is the separate sprue.
Yeah, yeah,
Comes with
yeah,
the
yeah,
originally came with the Baneblade for the
yeah,
first time, and then
yeah.
you'll
I
see
mean,
the normal one.
for those that aren't aware, that's all this is a Spartan with the Lords of War sponson sprue,
Mm-hmm.
basically, isn't it? Like
which
it's
is great news because the
yeah,
only way
yeah.
to get those Gravis heavy bolter arrays or whatever they're called is
Buying a Lord
through
of War.
finding someone who has a Baneblade, had a
Yeah,
Baneblade that didn't
yeah,
use those
yeah,
ones and putting them on. So
yeah.
yeah,
How
it's
do
good
you
news.
feel about the I don't think we've had this conversation together about
Mm.
the bottom heavy bolter going through the drum mag.
Lee, I
I
think
didn't
I
notice it,
think
and then
you
someone
know
mentioned it
exactly
to
how I
me,
feel about it.
and I was like, I can't unsee it now.
No, it yeah. I think I I have to separate in the same way that when people go,
Yeah,
that's not
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
aerodynamic,
yeah,
or
yeah,
look at the like, just all of the tank design. Like there is
yeah.
talks
I
about
mean,
like the
putting the
Jagdpanther
tracks
shaped
all the
the
way around
like the
without
bullet traps.
protecting them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I
Yeah,
think you just have
yeah,
to accept that this is not realistic.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But then
yeah,
the counter argument to that is why would I accept extreme like illogical design versus non performance focused design? There's a
yeah, yeah,
difference,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
can see that argument. I think in my mind I just go, okay, cool, this is Warhammer. Like it doesn't matter that
No.
there's a weapon system that literally cuts through half a magazine
I
from a
mean,
drum mag.
in fairness, like, I mean, we're getting really fucking nerdy now, aren't we? But the actual drum mag, well, I mean, what's that holding? Like 50 rounds? I mean, they're going to run out after
Yeah,
like, you
yeah,
know, 10 seconds.
yeah.
And then what? Someone has to jump out and replace them.
And it goes back to that. If you, once you start applying any level of realism, which is why I just completely separate
Yeah,
it, because
yeah,
I think
yeah,
people say
yeah,
like I'm
yeah.
ready to accept, I'm ready to accept like screaming warp entities made up of human emotion, but I'm not ready to accept
Yeah,
poor
yeah,
weapon design. Um,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think as soon as you apply any level of realism, you then look at a space marine and be like, okay, he's got what, like a 10 round mag on that.
yeah.
If these bolt gun
Literally,
rounds
if
are quite
that.
literally
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
rocket propelled,
And he's
mass reactor
carrying
rounds,
two.
and he's carrying well, you haven't glued on any extra mag pouches, so he's
Yeah,
carrying
that's
no
it. He's
extra ammo.
done.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
just try and like compartmentalize that part of my brain.
it's funny, isn't it? I hadn't noticed it at all, and as someone mentioned it, and I was like, I now cannot unsee it, but I still think it looks cool as fuck,
It
so I
does,
would still use
and
it. I
that
don't care.
again, like it looks cool as heck. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, this is a cool idea. It's they call it the Spartan. Did they call it because it's called the Spartan Prometheus assault tank? But I'm sure it mentioned something about command tank in the
hold that
article.
thought. Hold that thought.
Okay,
We will get to it, but I
okay.
do want to pick up on the use of the word Prometheus. To me, that suggests flames.
Yeah, yeah,
Prometheus
yeah,
being,
yeah,
the guy
yeah.
that stole
Promethean. Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Stole God from fire, stole fire from the gods, and gave it to humans, right? And was then, I want to say, chained to a mountain by Zeus.
Oh God,
To
I'm not sure, but
Yeah, so he was, I believe, he was chained to a mountain by Zeus, and an eagle then pecked out his liver. But because he was immortal, he was basically then forced to live out this eagle
damn
pecking out his liver
Eagles.
every day.
Yeah, okay.
Please correct me if I've got my Greek mythology
I mean,
wrong.
Promethean is the flamers, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
what
well,
they put in the
that's
flamers.
the etymology of that word
Okay,
is
yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah. So
Prometheus.
yeah, I
So
mean,
what,
yeah,
like,
it's interesting.
where is the flame? Apart from the fact that you can stick some heavy flamers on the front of the Spartan in the
Yeah, which you can do to any.
a whole forward mounted weapon,
Yeah,
which you could do on a normal Spartan. What makes
yeah.
this Prometheus-y? And I think back in early editions of 40k, I want to say like sixth or seventh or so, you could fifth, sixth, or seventh. There was an Imperial Armor book that had a Land Raider Prometheus,
Oh,
and I want to say that was like a flamey version.
oh, probably. I think I have said book here.
Oh,
Um, although it's probably not the best viewing, just watching me go through an Imperial Armor book. um,
we've probably got it
I
wrong.
mean, there's
Hmm.
loads, isn't there? I mean, they used to have loads. They had, I mean, they still do. There's still a Flamer one in 40k though, isn't there? I
Well,
think.
that was the Land Raider Crusader, wasn't it? Or was that
Yes.
Land
Yeah,
Raider
yeah, yeah.
Crusader had the bolt guns? Because that was it was the Redeemer. Redeemer. The
Interesting.
Crusader had the bolt guns effectively, and that was kind of like the Black Templars version. And then you
Land
had the
Raider Prometheus.
and then you had the Redeemer, which had the big flamestorm type cannons. Um, but yeah, it just doesn't make
Okay.
sense for me to be
So
like,
yeah,
why
I've got
is
it here.
have you?
Yeah, Land
Oh,
Raider Prometheus. The Land Raider Prometheus is a variant of the standard Land Raider used by Space Marine Force commanders as a battlefield command vehicle due to its additional sensor and communications equipment. So yeah, even here, it's a command. It has nothing to do with flaming
okay.
stuff.
I think I'm just conflating the Redeemer and the Prometheus and just questioning why
Man,
the name of it.
I
So,
love this shit. So the history, the origins of the Land Raider Prometheus remain a mystery. Some tech adepts believe it was first developed as a variant of the Tartarus pattern Land Raider.
oh, the Tartarus pattern Land Raider.
So someone has obviously read that and gone, that'd make a cool name for Terminators. Yeah, so according to this, it is a command Land Raider. But I quite like the fact this is Imperial Armor Volume 2, Space Marines and Forces of the Inquisition. You won't be able to see it.
Hmm.
So
All right.
I do like the fact that they go back because
Yeah, and
these Imperial Armor books are fucking amazing.
they're gold. Yeah, they're great,
So
great for references.
yeah, I like the fact that they do go back and basically just nick bits of that. But that is quite interesting. But we have definitely gone down a rabbit hole
Down
there.
that rabbit hole.
Uh, and then we had the Solar Auxilia Charonite Ogren section.
Yeah, more Greek mythology. The River Karen. Sorry, sorry, not the River Karen. The River Styx, of which Karen was he not the ferryman?
Oh God, my uh, uh, history of is it Greek mythology
It is, yeah,
is lacking, to be honest. I watched the film with Brad Pitt in. Does that count?
yeah. Which one? The
Troy, is
Troy?
it? Yeah.
As yeah, that is rage bait for the comments section. Like getting Greek mythology wrong is like, that is just guaranteed to get people. So Karen is the mythological ferryman who transports souls of the deceased across the rivers Styx and Acheron to the underworld.
Oh, there you go. I think
Son
they've
of
just
Erebus and Nyx. He's described as a stern, ragged
sneaky
old man who
fucking
requires
Erebus.
payment. Hence why they used to put coins in the mouths of the
Oh,
dead.
okay. Interesting. To pay the
Yeah.
ferryman. Um,
My nerdery doesn't just stop at Warhammer.
there's another rabbit hole we gone down. Yeah, these are fine. Like I like these. It's good that they're coming to plastic because they'll
Mm-hmm.
hopefully be cheaper because they are ridiculously expensive. I
Mm-hmm.
like the fact that we've only shown two pictures here, but there are some alternative kind of arm weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of that face.
He has gone to the same dentist that Huron Blackheart went to, hasn't he?
It's
Run
I
by
don't
run by Wallace and Gromit.
that's exactly it's like grim dark Wallace and
But,
Gromit, isn't
which
it?
ironically the bottom half does kind of look like the wrong trousers.
It
When I
fucking
look at these, all I can hear is da, 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 da.
oh
Where's
man.
Feathers McGraw?
Yeah, I do like these. I will be very interested as someone who owns some of the resin versions of this to see how they compare to the
How they
resin.
stack up,
Hopefully,
yeah.
they sit quite well side by side, because it'd be nice just to have alternative poses.
Hmm.
But yeah, these are fine. But again, it's cool. It's great. I don't want to complain, but it's another unit we already had.
Yeah, I think that is a an observation rather than a criticism. It's that like
Yeah, yeah,
whilst we
yeah.
are getting lots of new stuff, it isn't actually, and that's great. Like it's great
Yeah,
that we're
yeah, yeah,
having like, all this
100%.
stuff is
Yeah, yeah.
accessible, it's cheaper, it's easier, it's lighter, it's less fragile. That's great, but it is cool to see new stuff, like properly new
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But these are cool. I'm a fan of these, and anything that makes Solar Auxilia more accessible because they are, as resin, fucking expensive.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'll be very interested to see how these look next to the resin guys. But yeah, these are cool. And then we got the Rapier fire support battery. And again, this is a unit we already had, but I can't think what it's called. The one on the top right that's pointing down that I thought they'd made a mistake. It's like a
Is it
subterranean
the mole
mole
launcher?
launcher. Yeah.
Yeah. Is
I
that a
don't
new
think.
weapon?
Yeah, I don't play Solo Auxilia. I collect them and leave them in a box. um, but I'm fairly certain we never had that before. We had the heavy bolter, the laser destroyer, and the fucking hell, another gun that is I can't think what it's called.
Rapiers can take. It's got Gravis multi lasers, uh,
Yes, yes,
and you
that's what
can
I was thinking
take
of.
heavy bolters, laser battery, or quad launcher.
Yeah. Okay.
That's super
Interesting.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's very. It reminds me of the Krieg mole launcher guy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. Well, when I saw the picture, I was like, "Oh, they fucked up there." Like, look at that. What are they doing? It's
that's
pointing
the
at the
first thing I thought. I
ground.
was like, is he
Yeah.
reloading? Is he
And
like is that
then
breach like piloting down so he can like smash in the
And then
next?
if you look at the little missile things, they've got little track things on them, so they obviously like burrow through the ground.
That is
And then when I
cool.
read it, I
They're
was
like
like,
mini
"Oh, that's so
termites. Oh
cool."
yeah, with the tracks.
Basically,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
very
yeah.
cool.
So
And that actually that gives you kind of an opportunity to do like a certain style of army. You can be like, cool, I'm going to take termites because I think you
yeah,
can
yeah,
take
yeah,
termites with
yeah,
one of
yeah,
the
yeah,
uh well, it's just a unit, isn't it? I think you can take it as a provenance in cults as well. But yeah, I think
yeah.
that's cool.
I am also someone who owns a lot of resin versions of this, and the trouble with the resin versions is all the dudes came in exactly the same poses.
Mm,
The like guy that stood next to him. So I will be very interested in trying to pick up some of these arms,
hmm.
so that my dudes that stood next to the rapier aren't all in exactly the same
Well,
fucking
exactly. The thing
pose.
is, you could pick up a set of the mole launchers or whatever,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you could
yeah,
just
yeah.
take one of the crew members,
Some
paint it
resin
in
bits.
and
Yeah,
mix it
yeah,
into your old lot, and put
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
old lot
yeah,
into this one. Just have a bit of
yeah,
variety.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's really cool, and anything that has like a niche of
Mm,
how it fights gets me interested. So, for
yeah.
example, you look at sort of the tunnel and mining warfare, well, all the way back to medieval times, but specifically in World War I, that kind of
Yes. Yeah,
dynamic
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
how the
yeah,
counter mining and like just like the very weird and asymmetric way that kind of way of fighting could completely change the physical landscape, but also the
yeah,
kind of the combat landscape. I think that's
yeah,
quite
yeah.
interesting from a historical perspective. So also then when you
Mm.
can then see that play out in your games of 40k, not 40k, of Heresy, I think that's cool as well.
I will be very interested to see the rules for this. But also, again, it's just making it more accessible. Like the resin rapiers were like 40 odd quid each.
Hmm.
So it's, yeah, just making it a bit more accessible, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm a big fan of these, and it's
Cool.
something a little bit new,
Yeah, yeah.
which is super duper cool. And then we have the
Yes.
Willits
Yes. Okay.
Heresy.
This is my
And I've
slide.
added something on the
Have
next
you?
slide. You haven't seen it, so
Oh,
which I think,
interesting.
yeah. But like before we go into Will It Heresy, what are your thoughts and feelings on the new Imperial Guard vehicles, Astra Militarum, or
You
whatever they're
mean
called now?
the you mean the M3 Greyhounds
The half track, yeah, it.
and the is it the Saracen?
I had pictures of them because I immediately put pictures of like the real life versions of these. I honestly, I when I first saw them, I was like, I fucking hate these. Like the second I saw them, I was like,
Yeah.
this is terrible. and now I've seen them for a while, and I'm like, they're still just a bit terrible. I
So
just,
I've
I'm
been
not
getting
a
my names wrong.
fan.
So the M3 half track is the US half track, and you
Yes,
could say
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a 250 half track, like the German version, but it's really a kind of US World War II
yeah,
M3
yeah,
half
yeah,
track.
yeah, yeah,
And the Greyhound is a separate
yeah,
one, which is more like the tracked scout car, but
yeah.
actually, someone's pointed out it's less of a Greyhound and more of a Saladin, which is a kind of post-war um, UK scout car.
Right. Okay.
But it's
Interesting.
very similar to a World War II US
Yeah,
Greyhound as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I don't know. Like, so,
it's not very 40k
no, that is
in that,
exactly what I would say. Yeah, yeah,
but in the same way that like a Chimera is just a Soviet APC, right?
yeah.
But
The
because they're
Chimera
kind of,
always felt cool, though. I don't know. I would have rather have seen a newer version of that, or alternative versions of that than what they've done here. If that makes sense.
I think because they're painted in such a
I, that
generic
also, yeah,
way that
yeah,
again it doesn't quite feel like the I don't want to use the word fantasy because it's obviously science fiction, but like the kind of the fantasy world of Warhammer. So
yeah,
perhaps it's kind of too close there. But if you, I don't know, like I think they're cool, and much like any release, it's like okay, well they're not discontinuing the Chimera for replacing these. So if you really
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Chimeras,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
continue to
yeah.
run Chimeras.
No,
If you really like this, you can buy them, you can use them. If you don't have to.
don't
And
use them. Yeah.
let's ask the question: will it heresy? Absolutely.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
could run
Yeah.
the half tracks as I think one's the I think the top left one is the Centaur and the Scout car is the Hippogriff. I want to say,
Right.
but you could easily run a Centaur as a. I'm looking at them right now. What's the Solar Auxiliary Transport? Aurochs,
Oh.
an
Oh
Aurochs.
God.
Yeah, the
What? Yes. Yeah.
The
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Aurochs
Yeah. Yeah.
transporter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You could run as an Oryx transporter,
See
and you could
these.
potentially
These.
run the scout car as a Carnodon, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I see these to me scream militia. If I'm totally honest, I
Hmm.
just think these would be perfect for militia. I don't know what you could use. They have. Oh God, I can't think what it's called. It's basically the Taurox, is it? It's the rules
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
Taurox. You could use this as something like that, and then just a transport for the half track. Honestly, if you showed me these pictures without any Warhammer, if you took off the Cadia sign and took off the Warhammer, they have the new bolt action. Well, not new, but they've
Conflict
released the.
47.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
would
kind
have
of
just
Mid
presumed
World Two,
that they were
Mid War.
from that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my argument for these is they feel more like that game than they do 40k, if
I
that
don't
makes
think that's an
sense.
unfair statement, but
I would love to see these painted in a different scheme, like more
mm,
kind of battle damage, like a more kind of realistic scheme. But then that might just
mm.
make them look more
Yeah,
more bolt
I think
action.
one of the things about it being in such a kind of clean green, like generic army green scheme,
Yeah,
and because they are more generic, kind of semi-modern, semi-historical vehicles, and they're painted in almost like a kind of toy soldier way,
yeah, yeah.
it doesn't they don't feel very Warhammer. They almost feel
No,
like Action Man toys,
yeah,
which,
yeah,
like as you say,
100%.
like how many times have you looked at a model and gone, not sure I like that, and then you see it in the
And
flesh, and
then
you
see it
think,
in
oh,
flesh.
actually that's really
Yeah,
cool, and you see it with a
yeah,
different paint job, and you think that's really cool.
yeah.
So
True,
Militia have
true,
got
true.
industrial rigs, which I think are
Yeah.
the like gene stealery kind of wagons.
I think are they that or are they the Necromunda things?
So
I'm not
those
sure. Someone will know.
the utility hauler is
Yes,
the
sorry,
Argo
that's what I'm
8,
thinking of.
and
Yeah,
you can upgrade that to be an armored hauler, which is obviously the armored version.
yeah.
Um, the militia industrial rig can be replaced with an explorata rig. Obviously, you've got the Gorgon. You've got an all-terrain patrol, which is the quad bikes. So I don't think
Okay.
that kind of fits here. Scout
No.
rover.
Yes,
Uh,
Scout Rover. That's what I was
Scout
thinking of.
rovers are the effectively the Elysian Venator scout buggies that you used to get,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
which have
yeah,
now been replaced by the Necromunda Arbites version of that.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that could be replaced with a Ridge Runner, which is the kind of Dune buggy, Gene Stealer cult type thing. So,
Oh, okay,
and I
yeah,
think I
okay,
think that's a bit too small for that six wheeler.
yeah,
But ultimately, and we'll kind of get onto this in a slightly later in the slide. But ultimately, if you're clear and it's consistent what the model's meant to be, and maybe you run it as an X, but you just take that turret off and put like a
yeah,
sensor
yeah,
suite or
yeah, yeah,
a hatch on the top, so it doesn't have what effectively looks like like a larger caliber weapon on top.
yeah,
You
yeah,
could
yeah, yeah,
easily run both of these as an Aurochs.
yeah, yeah.
Take off
I
that turret and it just be
yeah.
an APC.
Let us know your thoughts and
Mm.
feelings on them, whether you like them or not. It's okay to like them. It's okay not to like them. What have we got next then? I don't know what this is.
So
Is this some Age of
let's go
Sigma?
down. Let's go down one
Oh,
before we
okay.
start getting into the slightly weird, wonderful things.
Oh,
I think so. This is the new land speeder that's been teased in the 11th
interesting.
edition 40k trailer,
Yes.
and you can kind of see it's got the anti-grav kind of plates either side of it,
Yeah.
which are familiar to anyone that's seen any of the new Primaris vehicles that have anti-grav
Yeah.
technology on them, including the new Landspeeder Storm. And the Landspeeder
Mm,
Storm is massive, so it
right.
isn't really appropriate to use as a javelin because it's so huge. I think
Right.
personally,
Yeah.
this Landspeeder is effectively a remake of the classic Landspeeder from the 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we know and love. And
Yeah.
so, yes, obviously it will come with Primaris crew, but they are just a torso or even a head swap away from becoming Heresy,
Yeah.
personally. The weapons will clearly need to be replaced by Heresy appropriate ones. And the grav plates are very kind of 40k coded, very Primaris coded. So you may wish to trim those off. But
Yeah. I
for
don't.
me,
I don't hate
like
them, to be honest. I
I
probably
don't
wouldn't bother.
like the heresy kind of sofa speeder. So
Yeah.
I use 40k land speeders
Yep.
in my Alpha Legion as the like what used to be called a land speeder Proteus is now
Yeah.
just a land speeder. So this is exciting when there's no such thing as as a plastic javelin currently,
Mm.
and there's no access to the old 40k land speeders. Regardless of what you're using it as, I see potential here. I genuinely see. You have to see what it looks like, and
Yeah.
there will be people that say I don't like it because it's a primary space marine and I have this thing against primary space marines, whatever. But I think there's genuine heresy potential in this new model.
Yeah, agreed. As long as this isn't too the size would be the thing that puts me off. If it's a bit
Exactly.
too
Yeah,
big, then I wouldn't. But I do miss the old little plastic ones. They're so fucking
mm,
cool.
they're cool. That's
I
yeah. I've
like
got
the new one, the resin one. I say new, it's been out for quite a few years now, but I just prefer the look of these. I just think they
mm,
look cool. They're so iconic.
yeah. I think that's the point.
Um,
It's iconic. It kind of ties in
yeah,
to my
yeah, yeah.
childhood.
Yeah, size depending. I mean, it looks like it's got missiles in the
Yeah,
wing
underslung missiles on the wings, and
and then
then
something
some
at
form
the
of
front, hasn't it?
Gatling gun on the
Yeah.
chin mount.
I am, yeah, I would definitely be looking at picking a couple of these up.
Yeah,
I looked at trying to buy some off eBay, but they go for silly money
there you go. Silly
for a
money. Yeah,
crappy old plastic. I mean, I
and
love it,
they're a
but it
pain
was
to
just
assemble
a,
as well. Let
yeah,
me tell you that.
but it's just, yeah, yeah, yeah. I will be very interested to see what this looks like.
So let me justify the following to you.
Okay,
So
come on then.
take off
Sell it,
the on
sell it to
scenery,
me.
right? Take off the head of that knight
Yeah.
and put a 3D printed Space Marine helmet
Oh,
and
okay.
call it like a word bearer shrine.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
arguably you could take off the whole knight and print a torso to put on there, or
Interesting.
even just put a like put on a space marine on there in like a kind of classic like like 90s pose, sword in the air, pistol up in the air kind of thing,
Yeah, yeah,
spray
yeah.
it bronze, put some verdigris on it, and just call it a statue. But for me this is a perfect word bearer's shrine
Interesting. See,
scenery.
I was thinking completely different.
Okay.
I was thinking you'd have to do something with the top half, but the rock bit,
Yeah.
like the floating rock bit, stick a load of tubes coming out in there and whatnot, and you've
Oh,
got yourself
a conveyor
an abeyant.
and a bane. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
As you started explaining that, I was like, yeah, wait a minute. So you could buy this, and then you've got a floaty abeyant for
yeah.
for
For
your
your
dude,
yeah,
and then you've
and
got a
then you
top
could
half which
use
you can
the
just use as scenery.
as terrain. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I hadn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
thought about
Okay.
that until you
So
yeah.
so let's talk about abeyance. You scroll down,
Yes.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you've got effectively a new what is effectively a new Inquisitor Karamazov
Yes.
style walker. Like
Yeah.
that could potentially be an abeyant, which would look
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
You
yeah.
could swap out the guns, put a mechy head on it, and maybe call it like an armiger or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, there's
Yeah,
there's there's
I
there's
think
scope there.
this screams more Abeyant to me, if I'm honest. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
or potentially even like a Castellax
Okay,
or
yeah,
something. But
yeah, yeah.
basically, I think there's
Size
potential
dependent, I
there.
would say. Yeah, yeah,
Size dependent, base size dependent, bulk dependence, fine.
yeah.
Moving from left to right, you've then got Dude on Horse or Alien Horse.
Mm.
It's like this is a bit of a stretch, but you could potentially use that as one of your force commanders on a mounted force commander in
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
militia
yeah,
list,
yeah, yeah,
especially
yeah,
if you're leaning into the kind of chaotic
yeah,
provenances, whatever that might be.
yeah,
Um, I've included the fiery dude, but he's meant to represent something here, which is there's a whole bunch of new Cities of Sigmar models which I think are just a head swap or an arm swap away from being a cool character in a militia force,
yeah.
or potentially Solar Auxilia, but I think they're more militia coded.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Some of the models are fucking brilliant. Like there's a
Mm.
dude, I don't know if you saw it, he's got like a bell thing on his head and it's got like the hammers that are hammering the bell. Like, yeah, I think some real you could kit bash some of these into some real kind of chaosy like militia
Yeah,
psyker sort of thing. Yeah,
well,
definitely.
exactly. So this guy looks like a rogue psyker.
Yeah,
You can use
that's
him
it.
as a rogue
Yeah, yeah,
psyker.
yeah.
You could potentially, yeah, you could potentially, and I would quite like to see this. You could do a whole militia army using Cities of Sigmar models.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that'd be quite cool. Now, that would then open the door to use some of these slightly weird
Here,
models.
here we go. Come
Here
on
we
then,
go.
explain these ones to me.
Right. So you could potentially run that Cog 4 as a super heavy,
The what? Oh,
as like
the
a
castle
Baneblade or
thing.
something. It's got enough
Okay.
guns on it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
massive. Imagine that being
I
crewed
mean,
with loads of like
how
Solar Orcs
big is
models.
it? Do we know how big that base
It's huge.
is?
It's like it'll be
Is it?
like knight sized.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can see the 28 mil humans on it. Like, it is a stretch. It is like, and there will be people watching this being like, no, that's
Get
not heresy.
fucked.
That's not grim, dark enough. But like,
Yeah.
there will be like the agri worlds out
Some
there.
feudal
So exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And like,
yeah.
do you remember seeing
Oh,
like Bretonian men at arms with arm swaps with
yeah,
lasguns
yeah,
being
yeah,
used for
yeah,
like a
yeah.
feudal world?
I think
Um,
any of these things, if they're done well, they look great. I think
mhm.
if you just paint it slightly different color, it probably doesn't quite work.
Exactly.
But
It's about execution in the same way that I don't know whether you use these gate grogrons, and this is probably the stretchiest one, where it's like, okay, are those like sentinels? Maybe I don't know. Um, they've got the shield, which shows that they're armored. They've got a guy out there with a gun, which you can. There's I think there's scope.
yeah,
There's scope
yeah. I mean,
for
these ones, I'm probably out on these ones if
yeah.
I'm totally
Okay.
honest. But the castle thing, the tower, I could see it working. I mean, I look at some of these models though. I mean, I don't play Age of Sigma, and I'm like, it would take me a year to paint that
Oh yeah.
fucking
Oh
model.
yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
detail in there, like
And
is
all the different textures,
insane.
it would be a
Like
nightmare. Which
holy
is why I
shit.
think it would work because if you lent into it and like if you look at someone like uh Chris Gent who
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
converts
yeah,
all
yeah,
the weird wonderful mechanical armies like
yeah,
he's got some weird conversions in there
yeah,
but
yeah,
I've
yeah.
never looked at his army and gone I
That's
don't know
shit.
what that is
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
looks rubbish that's just
yeah.
a basilisk turret on legs like it's obvious what it's meant to be and I think
Well,
when you
yeah.
put in that level of like passion and conversion and dedication into like bringing it into the world I think there's scope for it to work I'm
Here
not
you go
saying
then.
I would like
Chris,
copy
we've laid down the gauntlet. Can you turn that model into an amazing uh Mechanicum
yeah
slash militia model?
there you go. Yeah, I don't want to
Do
do it
your
because
best.
A, I don't want to convert it, and B, I don't want to paint it. So you're up, buddy. Let's go. So there you go. That's my Will It Heresy
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. No, I like it. And the ones I added are just these dudes. These are the kill team.
Oh yeah,
They're
very
like a
cool.
recon team.
Yeah,
As soon as
yeah.
I saw these, I was like, yeah, these would work for either veterans or a recon squads.
Mm.
I mean, they're basically just the normal. Is it
They're like
Cadia?
Tanith first
Cadia
and
dude?
only kind of things, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah. But they've basically got the little like ghillie jacket things on. But yeah, I quite like
Mm.
these. So I think these would work for like a
Yeah,
recon
easily.
units in a militia
Yeah.
army would be quite cool. They're
This
quite
is very
weird, aren't they?
90s again. They're
It
doing lots of throwbacks. This is very if this was metal and in a big red box with goblin green
yeah, yeah,
faces, like
yeah.
this could easily be the squad that you bought, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I like these. They look pretty cool. They've gone like the last rifles. The dude on the top right has got like a folding stock
And like a weird like an
last
ACOG
rifle.
sight or like a
Yeah,
red dot sight or
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. So yeah, I quite like this. I'm not a huge fan of what they did in 40k with turning like Space Marines tactical, which they seem to be coming back on now. But with these dudes, I'm like, yeah, this works. I like this.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
no, these
looks
are really
cool.
cool.
So
This would
yeah,
heresy.
that was my my choice of yeah,
There we
recon
go.
dudes or veterans, either or. But I think these work better as recon dudes. You could paint those. I don't know what they're called. Do you know what I mean? They're like the little ghillie. They're like sleeve, like they're like half, and then they come down the back. I used
Yeah.
to have one. I can't think what they. It's just like a ghillie suit, but then you tie and glue everything onto it. Obviously, these just haven't
Yeah,
bothered
yeah. It's
their
like
asses.
a frame for you to
Yeah, yeah.
put these on. Yeah.
But yeah, I do like these. They're pretty cool. So yeah, yeah. There you go. Let us know your thoughts,
I think
feelings.
yours is the least controversial. I'm like, yeah, yeah, you could use it as a
You could
shadow
take this
sword easy.
giant with a
People be
cannon
like,
on its back.
if you dare take that bloody walking howls moving castle into my heresy,
House
I'll
moving
ban you.
cards.
And you're like, yeah, I could just use these baseline humans with guns as baseline humans with guns. Like, what a brave and hot take there.
And then the next one is Tyrannid that you can use as
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here's the Red Terror, which you could use as a Space Marine librarian.
yeah.
But honestly, like me saying that stuff in the last slide, there will be people that were like, that is the same thing. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
using a
yeah,
Tyranid as a
yeah.
sentinel is the same as you
Everyone.
using that fort as something that looks whatever.
I
But
mean, I went to our WhatsApp group as soon as this was shown. Sorry, as soon as I got back from work in the morning, because I was like, oh man, everyone's going to be slagging those fucking Imperial Guard tanks off. I'm going to get straight in there. These are shit. And I went on there, and everyone's like, oh man, these look brilliant. I was like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah,
So everyone has their own thoughts and feelings. They're not wrong. Uh, it's just different opinions, isn't it? Like, I
very
think we've covered that enough
very
before we start
diplomatically
getting
politely.
the hate. But yeah, let us know how you thought the preview went. Did you watch it? Are you excited? Are you going to be using any of these things for like militia armies and stuff? I would love to do a militia army, but I have neither the time nor the finance to do what I would like to do.
Oh, now I'm thinking maybe I need to do the Cog Fort Militia Army.
Yeah, I think you should. I think
Oh, stop
you've
it,
yeah.
stop it. Right.
It's not finished yet.
Not finished yet. And this
We
goes back to your point. Basically, they're updating the rules for rapiers to include the mole launcher. Fine. Whether it will just be an additional weapon or whether they'll be actually changing the rules, who
I
knows?
yeah, I
Carrying out
doubt
ogres,
it.
fine. And going back to the point you made earlier, a command tank version of the Spartan Prometheus.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
Yeah.
whether that means you're just going to get the same rule that the Command Rhino has, question mark, but it also
Yeah.
opens up possibilities for an all tank army if it is a command tank, a command slot rather.
See, it's interesting, isn't it? Because someone messaged me in the morning. They were like, "Oh, how excited are you for Battle of Tallarn, Journal Tactica?" And obviously, as an Iron Warriors player, I should be losing my mind of excitement. And I was like, I am optimistic at best. Like, I hope they do a really good job of this. I would love to be able to. I mean, you can run an all tank army, but you will never be able to score objectives. You know,
Mm,
like I would love to see something like we've kind of had this conversation. I know me and Rob have had this conversation of on different groups of like I would love to see some sort of detachment that gave like Terminator's line or something like
hmm.
that. You know what I mean? So you have in first edition
I think it's just called a
and
Master
second
of Signals
edition.
in this edition.
Well, this is the trouble, isn't it? Yeah, like oh, I've taken 3 Masters of Signal with my Terminator army, like so I can actually like score objectives. I would love to see something like that, but I
Mm.
don't think we're going to see it. I'm super excited they're doing Battle of Tallarn. I would love to see, even if you don't create detachments or something, like maybe missions where it's
Mm.
all tank, like you have to have,
Mm.
because obviously anyone that doesn't know, the whole thing with Talon was like the world was toxic. Like as soon as you stepped out of your tank or your personnel carrier, whatever it was, you started melting. And it's like if you were a space marine, you might last a minute. If you were a solo auxiliary, you would last like 30 seconds. There's a scene in one of the books where they're all running to a building and like the solar auxiliary dudes are just fucking turning into slime. You know, they're just melting as the space marine keeps running past them all, and then he's the only one that like makes it to the door of this
It
compound.
reminds me of something like VX gas in the Rock film with uh Sean Connery, Ed Harris,
Oh yes,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
Sorry, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nick
I was
Cage.
thinking uh the wrestler, The Rock. I was like, I don't remember
The
this.
Rock?
Yes,
No, no,
the
no, no.
original.
The classic 90s action
Yes,
movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I am optimistic. Hopefully it's fucking amazing, but I have a feeling this will just be the updated rules that they've shown here and maybe a couple of missions. But I hopefully they do something cool. I mean, the picture looks great. It's all just tanks
It's
going
all
across
just tanks.
a wasteland. So yeah, I fingers crossed. I am very much fingers crossed that we get some cool missions and maybe some detachments or something.
We shall see.
But we shall see. But it's cool. Like at least they're still producing the Tacticas. They're still coming out.
At the end of the day, like even if you take away the like monumental changes of like here's a way to like here's a different mission to play that allows tanks to score. If you take that stuff away, ultimately they are drip feeding us new content that is
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
grounded
yeah,
in significant events in the lore. So like if this is just the way this is the way for them to re-release resin models without you having to buy a new Solar Orcs book, like
yeah,
because
yeah,
the
yeah,
rules
yeah,
are in here.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
hundred
so
percent.
I rate it.
Yeah, I'm excited. Maybe I sound a bit negative there. I'm not trying to be negative. I know what I'd like to see in my head, and I don't
Hmm.
think that's what we're going to get. But I'm optimistic.
We shall
Hopefully,
see.
it will be good. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they actually add any new lore because I don't really think there's much more they can add to it. But maybe just talk about some battles or something. I'm not
Mm.
sure. But yeah, as an Iron Warriors player, I'm excited for this, but optimistically excited. And then we've got False Gods.
This is
So I
the Horus Heresy Saga. This is effectively them cherry picking a selection of books from the whole Heresy Saga, the
right,
whole Heresy series, where they're saying like, if you don't want to read all 50 million books, you could just read these select few, and that will
interesting.
give you the story.
Okay, and then they've got new cover art as
New
well, I
cover art, yeah,
presume.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I've read this. I'm not really a book fiend, so I won't be picking this up. But I guess if you love a fantasy book, this is for you. Or if you haven't read the books and you just want to
Yeah,
pick the
I
good
suppose for me,
ones,
it's increasing their like accessibility. So if you want to
yeah,
read the heresy, like let's say you're a 40k player and you're like, I'm kind of heresy curious. I want to read some of the lore before I get into this game. Then where do you start? Like, do you start
yeah,
with book
yeah, yeah.
one of a
Well,
multi? however many books there are?
Yes, yes,
Or
you
do you
do.
go, oh, actually,
100%.
here are 8 books that I could read. I'm
Yeah,
like, this is more accessible. Then they
I
read
would
those
still
books and they're
advise
like, hell
people
yeah,
just,
I want to play this game.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, this is cool. Like, yeah, meh,
Yeah,
whatever. Like,
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't like. And then I added this in
yeah.
because I don't think there's not been much talk about this. I haven't seen
No,
much chat. But I'm a big fan of this. They basically
you've got
released.
articles on Warcom, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're just like I mean, they're not even painting guides, are they? They're just telling you what colors to use. And to be honest, I don't even care about the colors they tell you to use because I probably wouldn't do that. I'm a big fan of color plates. Like, I
Mm,
love it just because it just gives you ideas. So as soon as I saw these, I mean, it was one of the things I liked in the Skitari journal was just some of the color plates. They're just
hmm.
grey tanks, but I was like, oh, that's quite cool. But yeah, if you haven't seen them, they've done a couple of articles, kind of showing. I think it was just Dark Mechanicum, wasn't it? I
Yeah, it's like
think.
the liveries of Dark Mechanicum, isn't it?
Yeah, which I love because we don't really know a lot about the Dark Mechanicum. There's
No.
never really been, certainly not artwork wise. So I love these. Like, I'm a big fan of this. And if you go on the articles, they give you a little kind of paragraph about the different Forge worlds and what they were up to. But there's just a few of these color plates like Sauron for any World Eater players.
Yeah,
And they also said that although none of these symbols are available,
are
there may
currently
be.
available.
Yeah, they were like
Mm,
there may be.
that's
So I
good.
would take from that we are getting a Dark Mechanicum transfer sheet, which would be
Potentially,
fucking
yeah.
awesome. And then Sana, yeah, these are just cool. Like I say, I wouldn't necessarily follow the colors they tell me to use, but just the artwork I think is
Hmm.
fucking brilliant. So I'm a big fan of these. I
Yeah.
really like this. And then also, I know we've talked about this in previous shows, but they just keep putting up pages from the Black Book. So if you have only just got into kind of heresy from second edition, third edition, you probably will have never had access to the Black Books, the original kind of rule books. And it's just some of the best lore, like the color plates, the lore. It's just it doesn't always align with what was written in the Horus Heresy Black Library novels, but it's just like some of the best fucking lore out there. So if you haven't read it, go and read it. Even if it's not your Legion, I would advise because
It's
there's
great
so much cool
inspiration, isn't
stuff
it,
in there.
for armies
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I love the fact that they're putting these up because they don't have to. You know what I
No,
mean? They're,
no, I think it's such a good move. It's
yeah,
like we spoke about it on the previous community show. Like I think it's
yeah, we
actually
did, didn't we?
it's a
Yeah,
really good move. And
yeah,
again, it goes back to that point about accessibility. Like
yeah,
Heresy, I think, has a bit of a reputation, and some of this is because the models were all resin before, and
yeah,
maybe there's a reputation for like rivet counting of like, oh, that's the wrong mark pistol for that mark armor, that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But and now these books are hundreds of pounds on eBay, and
yeah.
now
I
out
mean,
of print.
ridiculous.
So
Yeah,
it's all about increasing its accessibility, which
mm.
encourages new players to start playing this game that we love, and I think that should be applauded.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So that's why I wanted to mention these again, just because yeah, I think it's awesome. If you haven't had a look at them, just go have a look. Like it's fucking awesome. And now we're
Sweet.
into hashtag Heresy Hammer. So that's
Should we
all
take
the
a should we
new
take a little
shit.
break before we jump
Yeah,
into
yeah, yeah,
these?
yeah.
Heresy Hammer is proudly sponsored by BANDUA Wargames. BANDUA Wargames is a wargaming retailer based in Spain. Their stock is vast and covers every game imaginable, but most importantly, it also covers the Horus Heresy. They also create high quality MDF terrain for wargaming. This includes sets for frontline wargaming, as well as battles set within the confines of a battle barge. We have been using their Zone Mortalis set at Heresy Hammer HQ, and we are absolutely loving it. It's modular, high quality, robust, and easy to store. They also offer a range of accessories for Heresy Gaming as well. Heresy Hammer patrons receive a 10% discount on all their own brand terrain, accessories and mats. Make sure you check out BANDUA Wargames today via their website, banduawargames.com.
It's time to upgrade your battlefield with Sacrus Mundus Terrain. Sacrus Mundus sculpt breathtakingly detailed and varied terrain that will bring your games of Horus Heresy to life. From the ruined cities of Armoria to the jungle vestiges of Lintrath, Sacrus Mundus design immersive battlefields for any type of tabletop wargaming experience you desire. Find their extensive terrain collections online right now.
Right, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed that little break. Like I was saying before, hashtag Heresy Hammer. If you use hashtag Heresy Hammer on your Instagram pictures, although we tend not to use Instagram now because it's just become
The way
clear.
hashtags work has kind of changed. Instagram's changed its algorithm. So the best thing to do is actually just post them on our WhatsApp community. And if you're not part of that, you can obviously head over to Instagram and click on the link tree, and that'll give you all the various links to join the community. We advertise our events there, like post links when they go live as well. There's a lore channel. There's a model picture sharing channel. You can join the group that where people can like arrange games for the Heresy Hammer HQ, where we do our Monday night gaming, etc., etc. So most of these are taken from the WhatsApp group, aren't they?
Yeah. So if you want your picture showing, like join in, like get on the WhatsApp group. What are you doing? There's like 10 million people on there, I think, last time I counted.
10 million.
So
Feels
it's
like
always going off. I mean, it's
especially when there's like a reveal or like there's a new release. It's like bam, 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 my phone blows up. But so Lee, is this your night or
this is not my night? No,
you're like, oh, the first one we're going to cover is my model. That's but that would have to involve you painting a model. So I assume this isn't yours.
This is true. I have to say, is that head part of?
No, I think that's one of the custom Forge World heads that they released.
Okay.
They basically did
I fucking love that head.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I want to say that's also the shoulder pads from like the Atropos rather than the normal night shoulder pads, or perhaps they're printed. But it basically,
I want to say it's off the Mechanicum one.
Yeah, the Atropos.
Oh, is that the Atropos? Is it?
Yeah, that's the one with the kind of black hole cannon, right?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I meant the Knight, not the Cerastus. The
oh, like the Styrics, the Magira, yeah, potentially.
Yeah, fuck knows. Let us
so
know,
Lee. Let us know. Smash into the comments. Tell us.
But
I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Lancers are good as well. I took one at the last Heresy Hammer event. I think they're quite cool.
Interesting. Oh, okay. I want to do a Knight. It's just as a modeling challenge. I brought one. I brought the one with I'm terrible with these names. The big flamer. And
tell me what gun it's got. The Acheron.
Yeah. But I brought it when it was in resin.
Yes.
And now I'm like that. I just don't want to build and carry around a resin Knight. So I'll probably
that's the second Acheron reference, of course, because the other being the two rivers, the Styx and the Acheron that Charon takes across the ferryman. So
everyone's like, oh, we don't
this is
need
like,
another fucking history lesson.
GCSE Latin, Greek class. There you go. So yeah, cool night.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, he's done a great job. I do like the pose. I feel like posing is one of those things they can end up looking like they're tripping over.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, awesome job. And then up next we have, just anything with hazard stripes on and in silver is just fucking awesome, really, isn't it? Let's face it. So Tommy is painting a Vindicator. I'm guessing this is a whip. I want to say this is a whip.
I think like you can see the tracks aren't done and the lenses aren't done.
Yeah.
But,
looking awesome so far.
They're looking really good.
It's funny, isn't it? Because again, I do want to add some Vindicators to my Iron Warriors, but I am an R because I do love the Heresy model, but I also really like the 40k version.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the big
Siege Shield.
Yeah.
I would so I've got Heresy laser Vindicators, and if I was going to take Demolisher Vindicators, I would just use the 40k one.
Yeah, interesting.
With
but
like
then I
30K.
see this and I'm like, it does look fucking
It does
cool.
look cool. It does look cool.
It does look cool. But yeah,
Tommy, have you paid for that Dozer Blade or
yeah. And then Scott
from Goonhammer.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
really nice.
they got some early access to some of the. I don't know if this is one of them, but they did get
Yeah,
early
this
access
is
to.
one of them. This was featured on the Warhammer Community
Was it
article.
okay?
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah, yeah. So I love the white, just the
yeah. Hmm.
alternative color, white and blue. Um,
Yeah, it's interesting because all the majority of the community page was actually alternate schemes. And
yeah,
like again, correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, but were, were the custodians not all gold during the heresy? Was it only after the heresy when they broke up into like the the Night Watchers and the
so,
Solarite,
yeah, it's interesting,
widgets and
isn't
stuff
it?
like
So
that?
I have two opinions on this. I
Mm.
didn't actually look at that article. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've missed that article. Um, I don't know who painted the models, but I would guess they're not all heresy players. Would be my
Mm.
first guess.
Hmm.
And then secondly, like when it comes to things like custodes, I'm a big fan of just do what the fuck you like.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you can always come up with some weird and wonderful lore of like, I mean, Scott runs White Scars, so you could just be like, well, these were attached to a White Scars band to go and do this thing,
for
and
sure.
in honor of working with them, they painted their armor white.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
can always get
yeah.
as long as you put a bit of effort into it. I generally don't care. So,
No. Like
um,
if you faced this army and there was a whole Custodes army painted white, you're probably not sat there at an event being like, I
it's
would
not
really
gold
enjoy
though.
this game, but I think
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
find they weren't white
Actually,
until actually. It goes back to that Cogfort thing of like if it's well executed and you put effort
yeah,
into
yeah,
it,
yeah,
then
yeah,
actually
yeah.
people don't really care because what people do care about is like you sharing the level of passion they have about the game.
Exactly,
So
exactly. Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, it looks fucking awesome, doesn't it?
yeah,
I love it. I think it looks great. I would never do white just because I find white just drives me mad painting white because then you
mm,
have to block everything in. Um, But yeah, like it looks fucking awesome. Like the
well
blue and
done,
white
Scott.
looks great. So
And Charles has painted us up some Emperor's Children.
yes, yeah, these
Now, are these Games Workshop models? Are these
I don't think so. I
prints?
was literally
Feels like prints.
I would guess they're prints. Charles, let us know. Um, yeah,
Unless they're the Palatine blades,
they look too chunky
but
to
they
me,
looked, yeah, it feels like these are prints. It'd be interesting, like who the sculptor is, um, and yeah, like they're very cool. It's like a nice scheme. I like how the bases are tied into the models with the weathering on the feet as
Yes,
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think the
yeah,
colors really well chosen. So I don't just mean like the purple and gold. That's a classic, and of course the white, which we saw in the color plates before. But the choice of the kind of what is that like a turquoisey
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
loincloth. I think that works really well.
This
Well done,
is the
Charles.
purple that I would choose if I was to do Emperor's Children.
Mm.
This is my I don't know what you'd call it, like a royal kind of purple. I don't know, but
I don't know.
it's the
Yeah,
classic. It's
I
the
would say
classic.
royal purple feels a bit deeper, like a bit
Is it
richer. This is
okay?
slightly more pale. I'm
Right.
not sure what flavor of purple that would call, but it reminds
No,
me
probably
of
not.
Alex Paternot's Emperor's Children, so Quipster on Instagram. He has a
Okay. Yeah,
similar
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of desaturated light purple.
Yeah, I do like it. Oh, stop it, because fuck.
Stop it, tempting you as an Emperor's Children would
Oh
do.
man, I love them. I think they look awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's done an awesome job, but yeah, I love that purple. And then we got Jack. These fucking Iron Warriors are so good. Like I've been following him on Instagram. I think it's the same person. Like these look great. I was looking at these before we did the show because
Mm.
I need to do some just normal tax squads because it's third edition, so you need tax squads. And I was going to buy. I've got a load of Mark II, but I didn't want to use them. I wanted to use the plastic Mark III.
Mm.
And I was like, just buy some plastic Mark III. But I've got like 20 Mark II dudes that are just sat there doing nothing. And these models have convinced me that Iron Warriors in Mark II look fucking awesome.
They do.
So I will be doing that at some point. Like these look so good. Like I can't begin to explain how hard it is to do hazard stripes on shoulder pads and make them look that good. Like
Yeah.
it's so fucking hard because as soon as you paint a line on a curve, it's no longer a line. Like this may sound really obvious, but if you use tape, it just doesn't meet up. It all crosses over at the end.
Yeah.
So like he's done like those shoulder pads alone are fucking amazing. Like it's just
And he's also painted it in that kind of like oily metal.
yes,
I
yeah,
see
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Do you remember like the old Forge World iron hands? That kind of like
Yes,
oil
yeah,
slick
okay,
black.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
see. I
yeah.
see this as a kind of like an Iron Warriors version of this.
Yeah,
And he's, even like the layering of the cross on the sergeant's knee pad,
yeah, it
like the
looks awesome,
layered
doesn't it?
transfer over the top,
Yeah,
and then that's nice and like matted down, and it just seems really consistent and doesn't kind of look like a transfer. I just think, yeah, like he's executed this very, very well.
yeah.
And
I
Iron Warriors are
fucking
one
love
of those
these.
legions where they can look. Well, I'll rephrase that. It's difficult to make a well painted Iron Warriors army look well painted because it's
I'd
such a
agree with
simple
that.
screen
Yeah,
scheme.
yeah. But I mean, even just like all the little transfers on the chests,
Yeah, yeah.
like that's so much time and effort just putting those little details on
Hmm.
that you would never notice on the tabletop.
No.
I do like the black backpacks as well. Like,
Yeah, he's done well.
I'm just gonna rip your ideas
Well
off
done, Jack.
completely.
Great work. And
But yeah, I love
uh,
these. Love these.
Aaron's done some Night Lords,
Yeah,
which
more
I
Mark
quite
II
like
as well. These are
the white face
great.
plates of the helmets. They look
So are
really
they
cool.
the World Eaters helmets? Are they?
Yeah,
Um,
those look like the uh, World Eaters helmets, but without the bunny ears.
yeah, with the bits clipped off. Let's
Yeah,
know, Aaron. Yeah. I mean, these look fucking awesome. Again, you just did a show about
we
these
did
fellas, didn't
last
you?
night. Should be
Yeah.
appearing anytime soon.
Look out for that. But yeah, I love these. Like the metallic blue, the white on the faces looks brilliant. Because the trouble is, like, I'm no painting expert. I'm not fucking Rob, but obviously, the way they teach you to paint is your eyes are attracted to the face, the head. I feel like a lot of people know this. This isn't like some secret artistic knowledge. So what I do with my Iron Warriors is I use a brighter silver on the helmets, just the front of the helmets, and it
Hmm.
does just where I've forgotten to do it, you can tell straight away.
Yeah.
Like it's quite obvious. So painting these faces white, like you're immediately just attracted. Your eyes just go to the face because if you had these all metallic blue,
Mm.
like it just kind of gets lost a
Well,
little
that
bit.
was my point. Is that actually it's a very well executed scheme because not only does it draw the eye to the face, which is good theory in general, but
Yeah,
also because it's quite a flat. And I don't mean because it's metallic, but I mean it's like a flat color. It's like it's all
yeah,
blue,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
He's then
yeah.
got the
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 contrast.
faces which are being
Yeah,
drawn,
yeah,
the attention is being drawn because of the color, but then it's
yeah,
also then framed by the gold sort of neck brace and the kind of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
shoulder
yeah,
pad.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
frames it really nicely, like drawing the eye, and then it's got this kind of like box around it, which I think
Mm.
a helps break up the color, but I think it just visually aesthetically it looks really nice.
Yeah, yeah. Done an
Well
awesome
done,
job there,
Aaron.
mate. Yeah.
Right,
And up
the
next,
last couple of models to review. We've got a cool Thousand Suns robot from Andrea and a Wartsmith from Alexandra. So Andrea's like use of weathering is quite interesting because they've used this like Odin kind of verdigris, but not necessarily over like the metallic that you would think to see it over. It's just
yeah,
over the
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of the
yeah,
red. But actually, I think it works really well,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like as a
yeah,
contrasting color.
yeah. Yeah, the main thing I like about this is the use of I think they're transfers,
Yeah, it almost feels
on,
like they're Necron transfers, you know? I wonder. I don't
motherfucker,
recognize them from the
yeah.
Mechanicum.
No, but they do have a Necron vibe to them, but I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
they work really
they
well.
work really
Kind of
well.
gives a sense of, like circuitry on the skin of
No, exactly.
the
And is that
customer.
Unreal Gaming
Yes,
bases? Like
yes,
they're a
yes.
classic in the Heresy scene.
Yeah, and they're
And then,
perfect for Thousand
oh,
Suns.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean Rob used them for his Custodes, didn't
Custodes,
he?
yeah.
And which they work perfect
Yeah,
for.
it's very like Tiscan Palace, Imperial Palace. You can
Yes,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was thinking of using something similar, not this brand, but something a similar style for my word bearers, and just say it was
Right.
Calth, like the kind of temple
Okay.
district of Calth.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah,
nice
yeah.
Roman, whatever, and just have like these.
Yeah,
And
that'd
again, that kind
work.
of
Yeah, yeah,
sandy cut tones with dark red just works really well. And now you
yeah.
must be really excited about this Iron Warrior.
Yes, Alexandru has done an amazing job here. So this is the Chaos Space Marine Warpsmith model as a base model, and then he's kind of kit bashed the arms and the backpack. I fucking love this. Like this model is a perfect like base model for
Hmm.
a kind of um, Forge Lord.
You could use it as a Forge Lord, a Praevian, arguably a
Yes,
Mortificator, or even
yes,
just a
yes,
Tech
yes.
Marine, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think it looks awesome. Yeah, he's done a great job.
Yeah, and again, like tying that base into the feet really well with the modeling powders or whatever it is over the feet. I think it looks really cool.
I really want to know what he's put on the kind of chainmail. I don't know what you call it, loincloth thing.
Hmm.
Because normally that has like a little chaos star there, and it looks like a spearhead or something.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
interested to know what he's actually used there, just out of curiosity. But yeah, he's done an awesome job. I fucking love this. It looks awesome.
yeah,
I used
nice
this for
clean paint
my
job as well.
Forge Lord as a base. Such a cool model. But yeah, yeah, good job,
Sweet.
everybody.
Should we do some lists?
Well, shall we? Shall we
Let's do it.
indeed? So we have had a couple of lists sent to us. Well, we've had quite a few, but we are showing a couple. So Marco has submitted a 3,000 point World Eater list. They were inspired by the Patreon episode myself and Rob did about outflanking.
And they have Marco has genuinely written this. That isn't just us being like shilling our own
Yeah.
Patreon, but like
Yeah.
inspired by the
Yeah.
excellent,
Oh, what a
phenomenal episode
coincidence.
that Lee did. I named my first child Lee.
Oh God, don't do that. So he wrote this one strategy in mind: get as many bodies in the enemy's face as quick as possible, which I feel is a very good tactic for a
It's
world.
very worldy to see.
Yes.
And I really like it because, as I said there, with two outflanking rampages in Landies, which the only point aside is that does make it sound like Land Rovers, like that's what like you'd call a
Yeah.
Land Rover, like a Landy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
just like the idea of like outflanking
a
rampages
load
using
of
like
rampages
old
hanging on
Land Rovers. Just
old
amazing.
fucking
Love it.
shitty Land Raider
Oh
Defender. I
yeah.
say shitty, they're fucking brilliant. In this
And
context, they would
in
not
this
do very
context,
well.
terrible idea.
Some
And
fucking
would it be a
snatch.
defender? Would it be a Land Rover defender, or are
Just a,
you are you going classic defender,
yeah,
series one,
I'm
two?
going a shitty old Northern Ireland snatch that's been repurposed for Iraq. That's what I'm going for.
No, I think they're like using kind of Land Rover Evokes, like the bougie ones, the introductory model. Anyway, but also so two interdiction carders as well, which I think are a really cool prime advantage, and yeah, an assault marine unit bursting out of a Spartan in midfield. Now, uh, assault marines in Spartans is an interesting one. I think.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I
Although
don't
even
hate this,
assault
but
marine
this.
unit, where is the assault marine unit? Is it not a Disporter unit?
Oh
No.
no, no, no! It's the veteran squad at the bottom.
Ah, there they are.
So,
Yeah.
shall we go through the list? Shall we?
Yeah,
Shall
let's do
we?
it. Let's do
So
it.
we got Praetor with jump pack. He's got dual lightning claws. We got a champion of jump pack, and he has the paragon of battle prime. We've got Master of Signal, a 15-man despoiler squad with power mauls, power spear, Vexilla, Nuncio Vox. The sergeant has dual claws, and they have the interdiction carja. Prime. We've got two 10-man spoiler squads, Power Mauls, Nuncio Vox, and both sergeants have dual claws. And then just a 10-man tactical marine unit with Nuncio Vox, two rhinos with heavy pintle, pintle heavy flamers. Then the combat pioneer is two Land Raider explorators. I can't say I know that detachment off the top of my head.
It's
Combat Pioneer.
the reconnaissance detachment. So it's where you put your
Oh, interesting.
recce
Okay,
marines
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
nemesis. But
Sorry,
because
yeah.
the Explorator's a recce unit, not a heavy
Yes,
transport.
yeah. So, yeah, I do know it because we literally did the show like a week ago. And then the veteran Cadre, he's brought the Spartan assault tank, and then the Berserker Cadre has another 15-man despoiler squad, Power Mauls, Power Spear, Vexilla, Nunciovox, Sergeant Dual Claws, and they have the Interdiction Cadre Prime. And then we got two 10-man Rampager squads, 5 Phalanx Blades, 2 Meteor Hammers, 2 Excoriator Chain Axe, and a Barb Hook Lash. So all the fucking weapons, which I love to see. And then at the end, he's got 8 Veteran Assault Marines with Thunder Hammers. And then, as he's mentioned, I think the Champion and the Praetor and the Veterans are going in the Spartan. The despoiler squads obviously deploy via the interdiction Cadre, and then the other dudes, the despoilers, I imagine, are going in the rhinos.
Yeah, and tactical sit at home
So
guarding an
the
objective.
tacticals, yeah, which honestly, of all of this, I fully understand that, but that is the one bit that feels the least world eateries about
It
this to me.
feels, yeah, I agree. It feels like it is a concession of the law towards
Yeah.
gameplay, which I don't hate
No,
because
I
the
understand.
problem with leaning too heavily into the law and saying, well, you wouldn't have tactical marines on objectives is, well, that's all well and good, but how do you win games?
Yeah,
And
and also you still have tactical marines,
you
don't you?
do still have tactical marines.
They
Like,
just beat people to death with their bolters rather than their chain
yeah,
marines. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I love this. Yeah, it's
I think it's
great.
really cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I think it's really cool.
It's kind of all or nothing, really. I mean, you've obviously got the Master of Signal to try and improve the chance of
The
bringing
reserve
on
rolls.
your reserves. Yeah,
And your reserves can come on. What I like about this is that they can come on from turn one, right?
yeah. They could come on from turn
And
one.
you place. Do you place your? I should probably know, having watched the the Patreon, but just for clarity, do you place the Explorator like touching your deployment zone in the same way
Put
that
it
flyers do?
wherever it's coming on, if it's coming on from the side or
Yeah,
whatever, you put it on the table and then you move it. So
yeah,
you get basically an extra what, like 6-inch
yeah.
move.
And do you put, like, if it's in your deployment zone, do you put the rear of the Rhino, the Land Raider touching your deployment zone, and so you get that kind of extra, like you do with a flyer?
If you're coming on from your deployment zone,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
yeah.
You literally put it on the table and then you move it. So
Got it.
wherever you can't deploy within 7 inches of an enemy unit, and you
Hmm.
can't deploy in your opponent's deployment zone. But
No.
outside of that, so you could as long as there was no enemy units within 7 inches, you could place it right next to their deployment zone,
Cool.
and then do your 10-inch move, is it, of
Mm.
Explorator into the deployment zone. The thing to remember with the Explorator is it is not an assault tank, so you are making a
Ah,
disordered charge. That's the
yeah. Okay.
biggest thing, and you can't charge the turn you
You arrive.
arrive.
Yes. Okay.
So you can bring your Land Raider, but the flip side of that is Land Raiders are way more survivable
Hmm.
nowadays than they used to be, and if you're bringing two of the fuckers on, so yeah, but that's do you get them out and then they're going to get shot, or do do you keep them in the Land Raider and then just let the Land Raider take all that punishment, but then you're making a disordered charge the next turn because you're coming
Yeah, and
out
then
of
you
a
don't get
vehicle
the benefit
without.
of your World Eater right of war.
Yeah, so
But
there's pros and
even so,
cons.
I think it's a cool list.
I
I think
really like it.
I really
Yeah,
like it. It's very thematic. It speaks to that kind of that heresy vibe of leaning
yeah,
into the
yeah, yeah,
law.
yeah.
I think some people would be like, "Oh, assault marines with jump packs in a Spartan." Some people might like question that,
I,
but like,
I don't
I go,
hate it. Some
you do
people
you. Like, I like
some
it.
people hate it, but I just don't mind. Like,
I
I
actually think
guess,
it's very world eatersy.
yeah, just
Like,
like get
just
as
sat there
close,
with
and then
like
we're just
jump
gonna
packs on, and be
fucking
like,
fly
"Let's
out.
go."
I mean, if it was me, I would probably, if this was me personally, I would put the one of the 15-man despoiler squads in the Spartan and give them a different prime, and I would just use the veterans to fly around killing whatever. I love the idea of a fuckload of despoilers just bursting out of a Spartan. That to me is world eaters as fuck.
Hmm.
And then having veterans like on the flank or whatever, just cutting about, chopping up dudes on objectives, or if you've got your Praetor in there, you know, going after if they've got a big combat unit, going after their combat unit. That is personally how I would do it.
Hmm.
But I do also like the interdiction card. Like it is a little bit like you either make the charge or you get
It's a
shot to
gamble.
fuck.
Yeah, it's a real
yeah.
gamble for sure.
But I do like it. But yeah, personally, if that was me, that I would put the despoilers in the Spartan, and I would have the veterans flying around the table, or deep striking in and then flying around. But I honestly don't hate just like a bunch of dickheads in a Spartan with jetpacks just blasting out. But yeah, I like it. I like the list. Let us know how you get on with it. Is this a list you already have built, or is this something you're going to work towards? But yeah, I love it. Like dual claws on World Eater Sergeants is just
Yeah,
fucking
it's the
amazing.
best.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like it. Like it a lot. I want to have a play around with some Land Raider explorators
Mm,
after doing. That's the trouble with doing these shows is then you want to also do it. That's the
yeah,
trouble. But yeah, I like this a lot. Like it a lot.
what's got
And
next?
then next we have David, who has submitted a 3,000 point Imperial Fist list. The theme here is simple: be the wall the enemy breaks on. Also known as Stone Gauntlet is fun
It's fun
again.
again. Very good.
So we have Camber Diaz. I was going to check what he does, but I completely forgot. And then we have a Centurion with a Vigil Storm Shield, Solarite Gauntlet, and he has the Paragon of Battle. We got two Armored Fist detachment with two Land Raiders, just normal Land Raiders. And then the Siege Gauntlet detachment with 10 breaches. And they have used logistical benefit to open up a Saturnine Dreadnought, which has two heavy particle shredders, two heavy plasma bombards, two laser destroyer rapiers, and then three Saturnine Terminators with two plasma bombard. I'm guessing that's two each. Then another siege gauntlet, and this is basically exactly the same, but the Saturnine Dreadnought has two
Inversion
inversion beamers
beamers.
this time
Nice.
instead of the heavy plasma bombard. And then we have a siege gauntlet detachment with 10 breaches, two last cutters, and they've got the combat veteran prime. We got an autocannon heavy support marine squad with 7 dudes, and then 10 phalanx warriors. So he has written the 2 command models, ride with the phalanx, and one of the breaches in a land raider each. The 2 raiders push up with the inversion Saturnine, while the rest rain hell down on your enemy. I like it. I like it a lot.
Seems very killy. Like it seems like
Yeah,
there's a lot going
yeah,
on.
yeah. I mean the Saturnine Dreadnought, the heavy plasma bombard. I feel like that's probably not the best choice.
Well,
But
I
I
would say
am
it's not
not.
like the most efficient choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
but there's a degree of symmetry in this list which I love. Like, do you want to take 2 Saturn Dreadnoughts, or do you want to say, technically, I could take, nearly two plasma contemptors for that.
Yeah.
Like
Well, you could. Yeah.
you literally
Christ.
could.
Yeah.
But I really like that he's stuck to a theme. He knows what he wants to achieve, and yeah, I really like it. So Camber Diaz, I've just whilst you've been reading it out, I've looked him up. So his melee weapon is strength +1, so he's at strength 5, attacks, which is 3, damage 1, breaching 5 up, AP 3.
Okay.
So nothing too exciting, but he does
No,
get
no.
extra attacks when he fights last in the challenge. So
Oh,
when
interesting.
he's engaged in the challenge, you can select the following gambit. the model doesn't have combat advantage. Oh, sorry. When is Gambit selected and the model does not have combat advantage, Camber Diaz's attacks characteristic is modified by +2, so he'd be getting 5 attacks. And he's also, as you can tell here from the 2 HQs, he also has offshore of the line 2. So that's why you've got 4 detachments with only 2 things, because he's effectively a Centurion type.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. This is kind of, not a classic. It's a take on a classic Imperial Fist list, isn't it? All the breaches. I love the idea of it. Like, and at least they're not getting like a billion fucking saves like they used to do. Because this used to be a quite obnoxious list to play against.
What's really interesting about Camber Diaz is he has the Master of the Legion trait, whilst being a command model, not a high command.
Oh,
And I
interesting.
believe, is it not Master of the Legion that provides you with your
Yeah, 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 yeah,
third reaction?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. I love the Saturnine Terminators, the Breachers. It feels very Imperial Fist. I mean, as an Iron Warriors player, I fucking hate this list. And it can all just get in the bin. But yeah, like again, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not really sure there's anything I would change about it. Last cutters on breaches. People seem to go for Grav, but I think the last cutters are actually great. I run them on my veteran breacher squad. Yeah, I like it a lot. Any thoughts?
No, well, again, I like the symmetry to it.
Yeah,
There's a degree of redundancy to it. I also like that it's using a lot of Saturnine. Like this
yeah, yeah,
feels,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it also feels
yeah,
accessible to someone starting Heresy as well.
yeah,
If you
yeah, yeah.
have like 2 dreadnoughts, you've bought 2 boxes or whatever, or you've swapped out some of your your models for additional Saturnines, whatever. Because it's what, like 10, 20 breaches and 10 phalanx warriors.
30 breaches.
10, 10, 30. Yes, so there are. My bad. Yeah.
I love the look of breaches on the tabletop. I think they look awesome when they're laid out
Mm,
in a like shield wall type thing.
yeah.
And the Phalanx Warriors, the Phalanx, they have breacher shields as well,
They've
don't
got
they?
shield as well. Yeah, I think
Um,
it's really cool. And I think that the coolest thing for me is that he's got a non-high command Marshal of the
yeah,
Legion. So
yeah, yeah,
I just feel like that's cheating the system. It's like, cool, I get a third
yeah.
reaction and you don't get Slay the Warlord points.
Yeah,
So
oh,
I
interesting.
am
Yeah,
here
yeah,
for it.
yeah. Yeah, no, good. I like it a lot.
I think that's the last one, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, that's
So
it. Yeah.
yeah, obviously we'll be doing one of these next month as well. So now is your chance to be involved in the next episode. So fire across your lists, or if you have like a concept you want to talk about, send it over to heresyhammer30k@gmail.com. Obviously, we mentioned that Instagram is doing funny things with the hashtag, but please do keep using hashtag heresyhammer on Instagram.
Yeah.
We can find your models there. But the best way to do it is by joining our WhatsApp community and putting it in the painting chat. In order to get onto the WhatsApp community, you would head over to our Instagram. And if you search Heresy Hammer on Instagram, you can find our link tree, which is in our bio, and then you can find access to the various ways there. And of course, we mentioned the events right at the start. You can head over to heresyhammer.com for events, both our events and for the event calendar in the UK, and to book gaming tables at our Monday night gaming at Heresy Hammer HQ down in the south of England in Berkshire.
Check it out. And we haven't, well, we have mentioned it, haven't we? We obviously do a Patreon. If you would like to support the channel, then head over, just search Heresy Hammer in Patreon and we will appear. We have 3 different kind of tiers of membership, and these absolute studs are our tippy top Praetor tier. We are currently sending out our civilians giveaway, which is some miniatures we had designed by Wilf, and they are currently being sent out. We do all sorts. If you want to go and check it out, we've given out kind of jumpers. We did gaming tokens, all sorts of things, just as a kind of little thank you to our top tour Praetor tier members, but obviously we love all our patrons. We do kind of 2 Tactica shows a month, although we've been doing more lately, haven't we? There's been
Yeah, it
quite
feels
a lot
like it.
going on there.
Basically, there's a whole bunch of extra content, and
Yeah,
so
there's a whole load of extra shit.
you need more. You need more of Heresy Hammer in your ears. Then get involved.
Come over and just support the channel. It helps us do what we do. It helps us run our HQ as well. But yeah, massive thank you to these guys. Check your messages if you haven't, because I've already started messaging people for who are receiving next month's giveaway. But yeah, super duper big hug and kiss to all these guys and girls. And then if you've got this far, subscribe and like. What the fuck are you doing? If you haven't, these shows go up on Spotify. We've just mentioned Patreon. If you do have a question, then feel free to send an email to heresyhammer30k@gmail.com. If we haven't replied to you, just send it again, because our our Gmail account is, I mean, it's like 90% just, because we have a website, it's like, you could win this, or we could support your business with this. So I'm constantly going in there and deleting all that shit. But we get so many emails that it may get lost in the noise. So if you have messaged us, then just send us another message saying, "Oi, dickheads, what do you think?" to whatever you messaged about. But send us questions, send us lists to be reviewed, follow us on Instagram, and like we've already mentioned a million times, check out the WhatsApp group. But that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you at the next one.
See you next
Bye-bye.
time.